Hey, good morning, friends. This is Cheryl with Inked Pulp, and I am live in the studio for an Art Before Breakfast. I thought this would be a fun one to do in a live session, and so here I am. I know this is unplanned, so we'll see if anybody joins. Give me 1 second here. I am going to bring this up on my YouTube so I can watch it as we are filming. All right, so today's project, and I hope I get a few people in here, but today's project are these wooden buttons. I ordered a box of goodies from Junk Journal Diva, who is Rhonda. She's a good friend of mine and has been so supportive of me over the last year or so. And she had a fundraising event where she was trying to raise some funds. And I went on there and bought some goodies from her, buttons being one of them. And so, what I want to do with these buttons is to decorate them with napkins. And I've got some here, and then I've got a whole nother box of them. These are ones that I have ordered instead of, oh, hey, there you are. I was just mentioning you, how I got these buttons from you. And so I'm going to decorate these buttons with some napkins. Well, you can always come back and watch the replay, my friends. You could use that one. That one looks like a good one too, maybe. I don't know. I have got napkins galore. And I'm just looking for the right ones to decorate with. And I thought there was another one in here that I wanted. I have some really cute napkins. There's that one. That's a wintry one. Well, I hope people reach out and join your channel. Use that piece. These are bits and pieces. And because these napkins aren't huge, we have to be careful not to get a pattern that will get lost. So you can use that bit. So I see there are 3 watching. Who else is here? I'm going to be decorating some buttons. Buttons I got from a nice package from Junk Journal Diva, who happens to be Rhonda. Ooh, I like the hydrangeas. So I keep all these little pieces that are left over from other projects. And I'll just pick out a few here and then we'll get started. Oh, look at that tea time. I want to do a tea journal so bad. I have a lot of florals. Let's see if I can find some others that are more just pattern. And if I don't find anything in here, I've got some that are just pattern that I can pull. I don't buy a lot, I don't think, that are just patterns. All right, this will get us started. All right, so what I have are these buttons, and I'm going to do them in sets of 4. Oh, hi, Annette. So, Rhonda, that is Annette, and she's a lady that I met on my thrifting adventures. There's a lady who does an estate. Well, she has a business where she curates estate sales, but she does it out of her business. And Annette and I met Gosh, I don't know. Has it been a year, Annette? I don't remember. I don't remember. But we keep seeing each other there, and we live very close to each other, but we still haven't got together. We have both have really busy lives, and so we haven't actually got together outside of thrifting, but we will one of these days. We'll get together for lunch. So what I'm going to do is just take some Mod Podge and go around the button. Now, I've not tried this. I suppose this would work with resin buttons. I typically do it with wooden buttons. And then I'm going to lay down. I know. Can you believe it? I lay down the napkin and I push. And if it tears a little, I don't worry about that because I mean, if it tears a lot, that's one thing, so you want to be careful. But I'm just taking a paintbrush. You see what I'm doing on the edges? I'm just painting. This is a fun way. And if you had a garment that you washed by hand and you sealed these really good, I suppose you could even actually use these because they are sealed. I would just be really careful with washing. All right. And now what I'm doing, there's a little inner lip on the inside of this button. So I'm just taking the paintbrush and pushing it into that. And that's it. And then we're going to let that dry. I'll do a couple more and then I'll show you how I finish them. Because there is a finishing touch that I add. So let's do... Yeah, Annette sells on eBay. Annette, you want to list your name of your store and maybe some of the folks? We don't have a lot of people in here, but I know a lot of people come back and watch. And if you want to put your eBay store up, you're welcome to. She sells on eBay and does a lot of, I think, just vintage stuff in general. Broken glass ball Christmas ornaments. Oh. Huh. I've not heard anything on that, but you never know what people do and what they use because there's all sorts of creative people out there. I suppose you could use the broken glass for like a mosaic kind of thing. You'd have to be careful about the edges. I guess you'd just have to seal them down. I don't know. My creative endeavors don't expand to broken glass ball Christmas ornaments. I don't know. But yeah, Nona, if you or Annette, if you want to put your eBay channel name in there, you're welcome. Get a little advertisement. All right. So I'm just going to cut these off. Now, if they pull off a little above the sides, that's okay because we're going to do something on the sides of them. I'm just getting, now see this one actually came off a little bit up here on this side. You can kind of see the wood through it. Come on. There you go. So you can kind of see the wood. That's okay. And you'll see why when that dries. If it doesn't dry in time, I'll put a heat gun on it. Let's put a little more in the lid here. I like working from this. These are so fun, so easy, and so quick, and they're unique. Nobody else is going to have buttons like these. But for art, they are great buttons. Could you make coasters with the glass glitter and cover with resin? Oh yeah, there's a good idea. I've never used used resin. So that would be out of my wheelhouse, and I'm trying very desperately not to take on new techniques that require me to purchase new supplies, because heaven only knows I have so much right now that I will never use. I was watching Jelly Bean's sale last night on Donna Hunsinger's channel, and Jelly Bean did the coolest thing. She made up a scoop box, and she went around her crafty space and pulled up all of the little, she made little bundles of lace. She had, ribbons and beads and charms and all kinds of stuff. And she put them all in a huge tote. And it was $5 a scoop. And so when somebody ordered a scoop, and people were buying them up like crazy, when people ordered a scoop, she would mix everything up in this huge tote. It was a lot. And then she would scoop out, 1 scoop's worth. And that person, then she would kind of go through it and show them what they got. And there was some really awesome stuff in there. She had like gold leafing and silver leafing and copper leafing, and she had, like I said, she had ribbon, she had gemstones, she had beads. She just had a lot of stuff in there. And it was really fun to watch. And people were having so much fun with it because you never know what you're going to get. And I think, some scoops had really cool stuff in them. Some were okay, but they were all good. And people were getting so caught up in watching the scoops that they just kept buying more and more scoops, because they wanted to see what they were going to get. So, okay, there's 4 back there. I'm just going to let those dry. Oh, okay. This is a wonderful group, Annette. I think you figured that out by now. Just a wonderful group of ladies. All right, let's see. Let's use some of this. Rhonda's been one of my supporters now for a while, well over a year, I think, Rhonda. Come on. Okay, I'm going to go to the old Scotch tape trick. Put a piece of Scotch tape on here and yank it up, and it'll pull that layer right off if it wants to stick. No time to be messing with napkin layers this morning. You have, yeah, it's a really great group of ladies, and we're getting new ladies all the time, and then our regulars, and I really love this group of ladies. Love interacting with them. And I see we've got a few more people, but I don't see them speaking up, so that's all right. Let's take this little section over here. I'm going to stay away from those gold flakes on that one side because I'm not sure how those will do on the napkin. I'm going to cut this into 4 little pieces so it's easier to work with. All right, let's see. Let's take a couple of these dark buttons. It's been a fun journey. It really has. And so Rhonda, when she first started out, Rhonda makes doll houses too. She's got 2 channels. She's got another one called Fox House Creations. And she makes doll houses. And then she does the journaling stuff as well. And I think the way I first met you was as Fox House Creations, if I'm not mistaken. And she wasn't really well, she just had her first sale recently. Wasn't selling, wasn't really doing a lot of videos. And over the last year, she has started doing videos and she's doing giveaways. And it's been fun to watch you evolve, Rhonda. Of course, we all evolve, right? I've evolved too over the last year. One thing I'm going to take a stab at, and this is something new for me, which I'm really trying hard not to take on new things, but the store that I sell at in Durham, they lost their person who does wooden signs. And Durham, they get a lot of tourists because they're very close to Duke University. They're right downtown and they have hotels around them. So they get a lot of tourists and people are always looking for things with Durham on them. So she asked if I could do signs. And so I'm thinking about, I won't do a whole lot of them, but some like palette. My husband brought home an old palette and he cut it down for me. And oh, hey, Big Mama. I'll cut down the palette and then put, Durham established, whatever year it was established, I don't even know, and send those over to her to sell. She said that stuff sells really well in Durham and she really needs it. So I said, yeah, I'll take take a stab at making a few. I'm not going to make it a main part of my business, but I'll do a couple of those. So let's see. Huge hot tub. Are we all sitting in the hot tub? I've already finished my coffee. I only have 1 cup of coffee and I kind of make it like a latte. I put a lot of milk in it and I only have 1 per day and I've already finished that. I've been up long enough to finish. So Big Mama, we're decorating, relaxing together. Absolutely. Big Mama, I'm decorating buttons. I ordered a package from Rhonda, Junk Journal Diva here. It came yesterday and it had all these great buttons in it. And so I thought I would come on and decorate because I love to decorate these wooden buttons. And so I just cut up some pieces of napkin. I am Mod Podging them onto these buttons. I'm going to let them dry and then I'll show you guys how I finish them. Thanks, Rhonda. Yeah, isn't this a fun idea? I find it works best with the wooden buttons. I have not tried the resin buttons yet. I suppose it would work, but you can get plain blank wooden buttons really inexpensively on, Amazon or wherever. And so it makes these very affordable. Your hands get a little sticky doing this, but it's fun. Oh, yes, don't forget thumbs up. Please give me a thumbs up. There's one person, and I'm sure it's one because the first time it happened, I was devastated. I was like, oh, I got a thumbs down. So I think there's one person out there who doesn't care much for my videos or me or whatever. And they come onto my videos and give me a thumbs down and spoil my perfect 100%. So for that person out there, I wish you would reach out to me and tell me what I can do to earn a thumbs up from you. Otherwise, I don't worry too much about it. So funny thing is on YouTube that whether it's a thumbs down or a thumbs up, it it counts as interaction on your channel. So either way, it helps the algorithm. Not doing a thumbs up is almost more, oh, hey, oh, I'm so glad. Manon, congratulations. Glad everything is fine. Okay, let's see what everybody's saying. Great idea. Stopped in to say hello. Good morning, Misty. Big Mama, I put on my paper clips first and then put paper on top to hide your stitches. Then add glossy accent. What stitches are you hiding? Have you ever done acrylic tags? I have not. I have not. Okay, I'm going to do one more napkin. Yes, a big congratulations. Is this the first grandbaby? All right, we'll do this, and then I'll run a heat gun over those ones I did first and show you how I finish them off. There we go. Save that piece for something else. I have another thing I want to show you guys with the leftovers of napkins. There's another. I got a bunch of acrylic tags and wondered how to put paper or fabric to it. How thick are they? And when you say acrylic, I mean they're truly plastic. I'd have to see them, but my first inclination would be to take some sandpaper and rough up the surface, give it some tooth, and then try to put, then glue it down and tie on the paper clip and then sew on the button. Oh, very cool. Well, just imagine if you had some of these pretty buttons to put on, if you had decorated some of your own buttons. I never thought of putting lace and then buttons. I want to do some decorated buttons. That's something that is on my list of things to do. But of course, my list of things to do is so long. So you guys, look at this other thing that I got from Rhonda. I got a whole bag of buttons, but in those buttons, she's got cats. Look at this cat and this cat and this cat and this one with the crazy whiskers, and there's different colors of them. They're not all exactly the same, but look at that. So, and then there are just some plain paw prints. These are so awesome. And so what I have to make more of my bookmarks. You guys all know my bookmarks. Yeah, that would be a great tutorial, Big Mama, if you want to put one on. So I'll decorate the bookmark, and then I will put, let me find one where I cut the shank off, and I have to sand down the shank. But I'll decorate it, and then I'll put one of these little cats on the bookmark. Isn't that adorable, with some lace or paper or whatever? So that's my other project for today, is making up a whole bunch of bookmarks. They won't all have cats, but I'll have several with cats on them because people love cats. I'm not particularly a cat person, but I know a lot of people are. I'm more of a dog lover. I don't dislike cats necessarily. I've just never really had them. I've always had dogs. There are just too many projects to do and not enough time. Come on, get off of there and quit sticking to my finger. Oh, and let me show you guys. Let me show you guys what else I started yesterday that I'm going to work on today. Hang on. So I had these stones, and this is what stones look like, and they're not in there. I mean, I can, dump them out because I have to cut off the silver and file it down and stuff. So this is just the start of it. But look at these two stones. These are a jasper. And what I plan to do is have this one, this is going to be a pendant, this one and this one below it, like hanging. I'll have a bar across there and then have it hanging so it swivels. But that is my latest necklace. It's going to be a big one, a fancy one. But I started working on that yesterday too. Yeah, see, it comes out. This is just the bezel that the stone sits in, and then I have to set it. So I've got lots of irons in the fire. Yeah, the food. I saw the bowl and the mixing spoon and the rolling pin, and there was a sign that said fresh baked. And I also have a box started for a cooking journal. And for all girls. And so those are going to go in the cooking journal box. That's also why I bought the cooking stamp set, is because I'm working on the cooking journal. So lots of projects, lots of irons in the fire, but I work best that way. The first thing I have to do when I finish up here is get some packages ready to go. I have a package pickup scheduled for today. I have some things to go out, and I've got to get those ready before the mail person comes. I sure love that feature that the Postal Service gives us of picking up right at your door. And if you guys don't know about that, if you print your own labels, the post office will come for free and pick up your packages. You can schedule it online on their website. You go and schedule a pickup and you just tell them how many packages you have and then estimate the total weight for them and tell them where the packages will be. Like I set mine at the front door and they come down and pick them up. And now if you want them to pick up at a specific time, then you have to schedule it. And there is a charge for that. But if you just want them to pick up with your regular delivery, which is what I do, there's no charge for that. Oh, yeah, Rhonda, you don't have to go to the post office. And with Pirate Ship, you get postage that is cheaper than the post office. And they will come. I haven't been in a post office in the only time I really go to the post office is to pick up like priority shipping boxes if I need them. So I'm just positioning this where I want the image to be. And then I'm going to finish up after this one. I won't decorate anymore right now. I have sold these before too, just the buttons. All girls. Holy cow. That's a lot of estrogen. When they all get to be teenagers, that'll be fun. All right, so there's those. Now let's go back to the blue ones that we did first. And let me, well, I'll just take one of these little napkin pieces and clean the glue off the table. Our town is small. Going to the post office is visiting with friends. Oh, yeah. Yes, you can. And I do that too. But if I'm out or, just need to go and get some, then I go to the post office. But yes, you can. And at the post office, they don't always have all the sizes. The other reason I might go to the post office is because I forget to, you have to do your pickup order the night before so that when they get up and start putting their routes together, they have your pickup order. And sometimes I forget. And if it has to absolutely go out that day, then I'll take it to the post office. But all right, ladies, close your ears for just a minute because I'm going to turn on the heat gun. And dry up a couple of these so I can show you how I finish them off. Feels like it's pretty dry already. And I like to use the wooden buttons. These have a coating on them, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I like to use just the plain wooden buttons because what you'll see as I'm doing this is that you can see the color of the button underneath. So I have to be a little bit careful with the dark ones and what I'm putting on top. So I prefer the light colored unfinished buttons. Just gives me more flexibility. All right, that's good enough. All right, and then the next thing I do is either take a piece of sandpaper or, let's see if I even have one here. I don't have one. Or an emery board. And I just go around the edge and sand off. Oh, that's not quite dry. It's still a little sticky, but that's all right. I just sand off the edges. My fingers are sticky and the buttons are sticky. What a combination. I just sand off the extra napkin. An emery board works much better. Actually, hang on. I've got something I can use. That will be better. This is one of those little sanding blocks that they use at the nail salons, and I bought a whole package of those there. That's much better. You just go around. It doesn't have to be perfect, and you'll see why in just a second. I just try to make sure it's not on the bottom. I just kind of sand it off the side. Sometimes, so you can see, sometimes it's sanded all the way up to the top. You can see a lot of the button there. Sometimes it has a little napkin on it. That really doesn't matter. Okay, now see, this one's got a lot of extra. And that little sanding block will just take that off. Or you can pull it off and then sand. I just go around and sand them down so they're smooth, basically. And they should be sealed because we have that Mod Podge on them. And then, oh, have a good day at work, Rhonda. Thanks again for the great package. I love everything. And I'm glad I can play with some of it right away. All right, the next thing that I'm going to do, and I only have 2 of these handed down, but I'm going to show you, and then I'll just work on them. And if you want to hang out and talk for a while, you can. See, how long have I been on here? 35 minutes. That's about what I do in Art Before Breakfast. So maybe I'll just finish up these 2 and sign off, and then I'll finish the others up offline, but you guys get the idea. All right, so there are those. Now I take a pokey tool and poke down through the holes. Okay, to open those up. That one's got a little glue still in the bottom of it. All right, and then once I get the holes poked out, you could do this with a paper clip, with anything small enough really to go in those holes, and there's still some wet glue in those holes. It will dry. I don't want it to dry and close up the holes, so I'm trying to get it so it's not clogging the hole, but it doesn't. There we go. Doesn't matter if it's wet. All right, and then once, so here's where we're at now. Look at those pretty buttons with the blue on them. Aren't those pretty? And then I have these waxes. I have a bunch of colors. This one happens to be old denim. And so I just take some of these waxes. You could use anything really, acrylic paint. This one happens to be blue. I could put gold. A lot of times I'll put gold around them. I've got copper. I've got all kinds of different colors of this. So if you have these waxes and you're not sure what to do with them, they work great on the sides of these buttons. And this is why it doesn't really matter if you cover the entire side of the button, because it's going to have this wax on it. And once that wax dries, it's dry. So there you go. Now, sometimes I will take that wax and go all the way up over that top lip. Sometimes not. Let's put it up over it. And there you go. Look at that. Isn't that a pretty button? It's got that pretty blue hydrangea in the middle. Simple buttons to beautiful. I agree. Just plain wooden buttons that are now gorgeous buttons. I mean, wouldn't those be pretty in a journal? You want to go easy on the wax. You can get too much on there. If you do, just spread it around. Just move it. It takes very little of this stuff, and you do get it on your finger. So you could wear rubber gloves if you want. I don't like to. I like to get my fingers dirty. And then have a good wash in the bathroom when I'm done. We have a downstairs bathroom. My husband uses it for the shower, and it's kind of his bathroom, but I go in there to clean up because it's right downstairs next to where I am. All right. So there are 2 buttons. And if you wanted to use these for clothes, I would take like a spray lacquer and just spray over them to really protect them front and back. let's do, just because I'm dying to do it. Let's see if I have another one that's, I wanted to do one of those colored ones, but we'll do this. I want to put gold on one of these because they're so pretty with the gold. So again, just sanding off all that extra. And like I said, it doesn't matter if you get it up, you know, if you have some bare wood spots showing on the sides, that does not matter because we're going to cover that up. Okay, and then we'll put these, and you'll see on the, this one's a little bit darker and you can't see the image so much, but you can a little. Some of these you can't see so much because the buttons are darker. But on these lighter ones, the patterns really, really show. So my recommendation, in fact, I may not do any more of the dark ones. I may just leave those. You could do this with tissue paper. You could do this with rice paper. Let's get out the, I've got all sorts of colors. I don't have all the colors, but I have a good amount. Let's see what I have. I have rose gold. I have copper. I don't have gold, but let's put the, oh, I have this other, I have this one that is gold. It's not the same wax, but same idea. This one is Arto gold. And I love these with the gold on them. And I'm not really a gold person. I don't use a lot of gold in my art, but I really, really like these with the gold on them. You could do both. You could put a little pink and then a little gold on top of it. You could do any number of things. And they look kind of rustic because the edges aren't perfect. Look at that one. That one's got a another floral design on it, but it's got the gold around it. So there's that. Never saw that wax. Pretty neat. Yeah, it's I got a little wax on the face of this one, which is fine. So I'll go through with the rest of these and just sand them down, and maybe on my next Happy Mail giveaway for the month, I'll include a set of these buttons. We'll see. Yeah, don't forget, ladies, be sure to comment on the videos because that's how you get entered into the giveaway for Happy Mail. So I'm going to end it there. We are at 43 minutes, and I don't want to have these go too long, but you guys get the idea. Let me get you down here real close and move these up, and you can see how pretty those buttons are. So don't forget to give me a thumbs up on your way out. That would be most appreciated. And I'm going to go ahead and sign off for now, and I will, come on, focus. It doesn't look like it's focused really well. I will sign off, and I will see you in the next video. Hope you guys all have a great day. I have a very busy day ahead, and I hope you guys do too. Stay busy, have fun. Talk to you later. Thanks for your support. Bye.